Hi YouTube, it's Maddie the Empty Nest Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you stopped by. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're returning, I'm really glad you came back. So in today's video, we are doing another Tidy in 10. If it's your first time in a Tidy in 10, I'll give you a brief description. At this time, I take a timer, and what I just use is my iPad to time 10 minutes. And what I try to do is give myself a little job to keep my room tidy and see how much I can get done in 10 minutes. So my focus really is not to clean the whole room or organize all of anything, but to keep in check everything I have in my craft room by regularly coming back to certain maintenance issues. And if I do a little at a time, I have a better chance of keeping different parts of my craft room organized, up to date, and in check. So today what I am focusing on is my stamp storage. I'm going to put this aside and show you. My stamp storage I keep in a little Dollar Tree bucket. And I have it before you right here. So you can see I just make dividers with cut down laminated cardstock. And I put inside each section my stamps, and they're held in just Avery L stamp pockets. I will show you what that looks like, and I will also link it down below, as many of you have asked me to include some links. So what happens is every time I bring in a new stamp set, I make an example and I put it in a binder, and I organize it in a section that is labeled, so you can see each section is labeled, and this section is sentiments. So I put the corresponding stamps in these stamp pockets, and in order to see them well, I put just a cardstock backing. And I am super excited that I'm planning to go on a little crafty shopping trip, and I know I'm gonna need more storage pockets. Actually, I think I'm gonna need more storage pockets, but what I know for a fact is that this is full. And I always like to keep some empty storage pockets in my container so that when I bring things in, it is easy for me to put away, and easy is my best friend. So these are the tools I use. I just use my Fiskars trimmer. It's the one that has the arm that opens up, because I will need to cut down my 8.5 by 11. I just use Michael's cardstock, so I brought out the package for you to see. Nothing fancy. It is just 65-pound cardstock. And these are the pockets I use. Avery L. I hope you can see that. And these are the extra large. And Avery L describes extra large as 6 3/4 by 9 3/8. So what I do is unscientifically grab some and decide that's what I'm going to try to get done in 10 minutes. Put the rest aside. If I get more, if I have extra time, maybe I'll grab a couple more. There's only one way to find out. So I grab some cardstock. I just grab some Avery L pockets. I'm gonna cut them down to fit inside the pockets, and when I'm done, they're going to look like this. and they will be ready for new items to come in. And that's always fun for me when I bring in new items and I could just stash them away quickly without any other prep work going on. So that is my recipe for success, rather than having to first make a pocket and dreading putting away my things when I'm excited to put them away so I can play with them. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is also show you my little cheat sheet, and that is I keep a little post-it note to tell me what size I need to cut my cardstock down to. So there you can see it's going to give me the size, and that's 9 1/4 by 6 3/4 for the extra large. And I'm just going to start cutting some down. I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to put them in the pockets. Then I'm going to put them in the container. And if I have more time, I'll do it again. I'm starting my timer. Go grab something and organize along with me. So the one thing we want to do is not fall behind in our organization. So if you have a little task in your room you've been meaning to get to, put me on pause and go and grab it, and we can do it together, because who wants to do all of this on your own? It's boring. It is tedious, and you really don't do this kind of thing with your friends, because what kind of fun is that? But if you put on a video, if you maybe you like to listen to music, maybe you like to be watching you know, Netflix while you're doing it, whatever it is that floats your boat. I personally like to do it and talk to you guys and get some input from you, because if you have a better way to do it, this way is the way I learned on Jennifer McGuire's channel. Many of you may already be familiar with her, but I will link her channel below. She is the queen of organization, and what she does is almost exactly the same. She takes the exact same pockets, cuts down her cardstock, but she uses Nina 80-pound, which I would never spend that much money. Doesn't work for my budget. But, you know, I'm not saying what works for her budget. I'm sure it works absolutely perfect. But she mentioned at her last video that she backs her card pockets with Nina 80-pound. And then she organizes it a little different as well. And that is, what she does is she takes the name of the stamp company and the name of the stamp, and she uses her label maker and puts that on each of her pockets, and that's how she organizes her things. And you'll see on YouTube, some people feel as if they like to keep their things organized by company. I personally prefer to organize by category. That's the way I think, that's the way I play, and that's what works for me. So when you're setting up and organizing your space, I encourage you to look at what people are doing and adjust it to what works for you, because what works for me may or may not work for you, and what works for Jennifer McGuire may or may not work for me. But I am always learning from watching different crafters organize their things and taking what I've learned and figuring out, is there a way that I can make that work for me? And I really think I've learned a lot from Jennifer McGuire, as well as a number of different YouTubers. And I really appreciate watching different videos and different systems. And I try very hard to keep up with my own system in the way that works for me. So I hope that there's someone out there who is looking at my system and is able to find some value and make it work for them. And that's really the point of us sharing what we do on YouTube. That if we find something that we feel is working well for us and we share it on a video, then maybe we can sort of help somebody else, just like we were helped by watching different organization on different channels. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you find some value in some of the organization videos that I put out. But I know this, I know that it does help me. And I think it helps me not only to watch other people, but it even helps me to share videos when I'm organizing, because then I feel like I sort of have company. Because as I said, I am not going to be doing this if I am crafting with my friends, although that hasn't happened in over a year. But we do Zoom regularly, and you know, generally I'll be working on a project. I'll be working on a scrapbook project. I'll be working on a card project. Maybe I'm doing some coloring, and I'm not going to be cutting out cardstock for my stamp pockets. So this gives me a chance to work on my organization and still sort of have some company. So this is the second part of preparing my little pockets. And what I want to hear from you, as always, is I hope you will comment if you find this helpful. If there's something in particular that you would like to see a video on, I hope you'll comment about that as well. I'd be happy to bring whatever you're looking for, if I could, if I know how. I'd also like to know what kind of organization systems help you keep your room tidy. Do you use this system that you learned on YouTube, or is there a system that you like better? And if there is, please share it with me, because I am always excited to learn. Or if you have a different item that you're organizing and you're excited about your organization, link a video. I would absolutely run over and watch it, and that's part of my joy of watching YouTube. So trying to share what I know, and also I would love to know what you know and what helps you keep your items in check, keep yourself organized, and keep everything relatively in order, so that you can know what you purchase and not purchase more than one of the same item. Just saying. Once I did that, and I think I did it twice, that's what really put me in gear to get a hold of my space and make sure that I had a system to keep my things in check and not waste my money. Always, if I have something that I know I purchased more than one of, I will share it with a crafty friend, and they do the same for me. So at least it really did not end up being wasted. But I do like to keep myself organized, and for this, I keep an extra set at the back so that if I do bring home some new stamps, when I do go out and shop at the stores, and I am vaccinated, so it is coming up. I'm planning a little trip, so I am super excited to have the space ready for me to add new items and do it in a way that isn't difficult and won't make me have trouble keeping my things in check. There is my timer, and I finished tidying what I wanted to do, so I'm going to call that a success. If you enjoyed this video and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to hear your comments, your organization ideas, any questions you may have, any suggestions for videos, and I hope to see you on YouTube again. So bye-bye, everybody, and above all, stay safe.